Hello, leaders. Do you have people on your team who you consider to be top talent? Your very best team members, your highest contributing team members? I sure hope you do. Now, it likely took a lot to find them, so you want to keep them. But how will you do this beyond throwing more money their way? Top talent know their value on the open job market, and they also are very aware of how their jobs are impacting their mental health, their relationships, and their happiness. So on today's episode, we'll take a look at some action that you can take today to better lead your highest performing people and entice them to stay. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast. This podcast is for anyone looking to strengthen their leadership skills and build a high-performing team. I'm your host, Shelli Warren. Leading people can be tough, but it's a skill we can all continue to develop. You already know that whether your workplace is big or small, people are your greatest asset and often your largest expense. That's why you take your role seriously and want to keep growing as a leader. You'll find that each episode is designed to provide practical solutions that you can apply immediately. So let's dive into today's episode with a couple of quick reminders. No one escapes team troubles, including me, and the team that got you here may not be the team that will get you there. I see you trying so hard to find incredible people to hire. You've taken your time selecting your best candidate. You've crafted a job offer that's compelling, and then you planned out a wonderful onboarding experience for both your new hire and your extended team. So you've got this great team member, and you're delighted with their ability to hit the ground running because you made sure that you hired someone with practical experience. They don't need hand-holding, and they're able to think for themselves. They make decisions based on the intended outcomes of their role, and they're nailing it. All of those standards that you've laid out for them, maybe even introducing some new ones. Their first 90 days is going really well. You're hosting touch points, providing feedback, and leveraging a 5-hour work plan so your new hire is feeling supported, welcome, and doing worthwhile work. So what's the problem? Well, it's a problem or a revelation that you like being delighted by your team members. Now that you've had a taste for high-performing people, you want more, and I want that for you too. My clients ask me a lot about strategies to help them keep their very best team members. It always cracks open a conversation about why it's triggering them to worry that these fantastic people might leave. Here are a few of some of the fears and the doubts that they tell me. They worry that these new fabulous team members know more than they do. They wonder if they're truly happy with them. They also worry that, what else could I do besides paying them well to keep them? And they wonder if they're interested in doing anything different from what they originally were hired for. And they also tell me that they think a lot about what if they get a better job offer at some point after I poured so much into them? And what if they want to step out and start their own business, taking everything they've learned from me with them, maybe even taking clients with them too? Now, these fears are real, and they stem from those vulnerable thoughts and general worries about worst case scenarios. Like, what the heck would I do if they left? Those thoughts are triggering emotions, and that's okay. Let's move through those thoughts into a place where you can rationally consider what to do in order to lead and keep your top talent. So let's start with taking a minute to look at what top talent is and what it is not. Now, these are my personal definitions. Top talent is a team member who has a high level of expertise and is great to work with. And by great, I mean their combination of skills, professionalism, ownership, and attitude make them undeniably valuable. Your clients and your team feel their impact, and you're seeing how they can continue to do so as the business grows. So in short, They know how the business operates and how what they do affects the business, making them incredibly valuable on many levels. They just get it. They've up-leveled from thinking like an employee and moved into thinking like a business owner. So that's my definition of top talent. And I'm sure you also have descriptors that would describe these individuals on your team too. So here's my version, my description of what top talent is not. It is not a team member who has a high level of expertise yet is difficult to work with. And by difficult to work with, I mean a team member's expertise comes with a prima donna attitude, rogue tactics for getting the work done, or a temperament that undermines your core values. All of that negativity makes for a lot of disruptions across your whole team. They've got to go, regardless of how much money they bring into the business, or how brilliant they are, or how long you've tolerated this, or even who they're related to. In short, their value is low because having them on the team requires a lot of overcompensating for their lack of professionalism and their bad habits that they can't seem to let go of, regardless of how much coaching feedback and second chances you've provided them. So here's the thing. Leading and retaining top talent in your small business requires a different approach compared to managing the rest of your team. High performers have distinct expectations, motivations, and career goals that require special attention. So here's what you need to do differently. Don't get caught up in your org chart. Give them a leader who may be from another department or another aspect of your business, but who will provide them great mentorship. Now, you can do this with what I like to call a dotted line reporting structure, meaning they would have a direct leader who is aligned to their role, and they would have another leader who acts as their mentor, offering a different perspective and a different practical experience from another realm of the business. Here's what else you need to do differently with your top talent. Ask them to share their point of view often. Now, I've mentioned here in the podcast many times that the two things that people love hearing the most is their name and being asked what they think. It's unfortunate how many business owners brush off the opinions of their team members, thinking they don't have one, or they feel too vulnerable to ask for it. Asking your top talent what they think sparks trust, belonging, and definitely reinforces that the people closest to the work know the most about the work. So why not take advantage of that? Now, coupled with this is the need for you to create a work plan that truly reflects their capabilities and even their curiosities to learn more about the business. My clients have all embraced one of my signature tools, the 5-hour work plan, to do this, and it always pays off. Because, here's the watch out. Boredom. The number one reason why top talent leave their roles is because they become bored with it all. People often ask me why I stayed at Procter & Gamble for over 2 decades, and I tell them the most significant reason was the fact that I was able to chart my own career by moving into new roles every 3 years or so. It allowed me to compound my skills and experience and then leverage the connections I had, attracting a variety of challenging projects and people to lead. And the best part was that while I was growing my experience portfolio, I was learning more and more about how the business worked. Your top talent wants this too. They want to know that there are more things to learn, more connections to make, more people to serve, and more impact to have. So look for your talented people who have the curiosity to learn more about the business and pour into them. Also look for opportunities for your top talent to leave their stamp on the business. That's literally how I felt about my time in corporate. So is there a program, a process, a service that they can leverage their expertise to create and then roll out? And are there chances for them to teach and train their peers? Now, not everyone is a great trainer, but it's worth asking about and trying it out. Here's another strategy to lead and retain your top talent. Be transparent about their path forward, including compensation and opportunities to lead aspects of the business, including leading people. So why is this so important? Because, well, here's the watch out. If your top talent cannot see themselves having a significant impact in the future of your business, they'll start to dust off their LinkedIn profile and begin a job search. If you don't have a pathway for career development, just say so. If you do have one, show them. One of the reasons why 7+ figure businesses continue to attract top talent is that they have taken the time to craft their pathway for progression. They know that candidates like to see themselves working alongside you out into the future. And when they can visualize that, they want to see evidence that they'll be continuing to learn new things and doing worthwhile work. So what does a pathway for career development look like? This is a new signature tool that I introduced to my clients a few years ago. It is super popular now, and many of my clients are incorporating the visuals and the conversation into their interviews of their top candidates as a way to demonstrate to them how they can build a career with them. It also is a great opportunity for anyone on your team, regardless of how long they've been with you, to ask questions which become your chance to reinforce the message that building a career with you requires more than years of service. It requires criteria for promotions, ownership areas, and adding value. My clients who are incorporating this into their business tell me that their team members appreciate the transparency and having an actual plan versus waiting and hoping that they'll continue to succeed and increase their pay. All of this structure tells your team that you're not fooling around. You're building a long-term viable business that they can be a part of. And here's the last key strategy to lead and retain top talent that I'll share with you today. And it's the simplest, but likely the one that can quickly accelerate how your team members feel at work. Don't skip or rush through your one-to-ones. These individuals want to feel that they're in the loop and that leadership is being straightforward. Honest communication builds trust and it eliminates uncertainty. So during your one-to-ones with your top talent, be sure that the experience is two-way instead of a one-way conversation where the team member walks away feeling dumped on because your focus was strictly delegation, not mentorship, not encouraging, and not about building a relationship with them. Remember, people are more likely to stay when they feel their voices are heard. Those all-important one-to-ones are your opportunity to offer ongoing feedback rather than waiting for formal reviews. They also create a culture of accountability. You can make it normal in your small business to talk about results, provide teachable moments about productivity, impact, and contribution. So as we close out today's episode, here are my suggestions for how you can take action to apply what we've covered today in your business with your team. Of the strategies that I shared with you today for leading and retaining top talent, how are you doing? Let's recap. The first one we talked about was thoughtfully matching them to an inspiring leader. And you can do this directly or with a dotted line reporting structure. You can also ask the right questions and get them to share their point of view, often during team meetings and client interactions. Also, be sure to give them a compelling work plan that they can sink their teeth into, where they can feel excited about leaving their stamp on the business. And be transparent about their future, including pay, timing, criteria for promotion, and the needs of the business using career pathways. And the other one, the one that is really near and dear to my heart, is honor your commitment to them with your level of engagement in a two-way conversation during their one-to-ones. So where do you see opportunities to improve your leadership style so that it helps you retain your top talent? Capture those, and then why not book a one-to-one this week with someone who you consider to be top talent and start a conversation about their career with you. It's a great way to get aligned and build an even stronger relationship with them. Hey, did you know I host a free live workshop every single month. Each session is packed with insights to help you grow and lead with confidence. And people tell us our workbooks are fantastic. Want to know when the next one is and what we'll be diving into? Subscribe to our weekly newsletter and you'll always be in the loop. This could be the most valuable hour you've invested in yourself in a very long time. Everything we do at Stacking Your Team is designed to help you strengthen your leadership skills and build a high-performing team. So I will see you on Instagram or LinkedIn. And of course, I'll be here next week right alongside you to help you step into expanding your leadership skills even further. See you then.